Hello everyone, this is Cuddles from Grim Gaming UK, and I'm here today to look at SimCity. Well, look at SimCity. We want to do a little bit of a game playthrough. We're going to start look at possibly doing a playthrough and keeping it going for a little while. Also here to have a quick chat about kind of what's gone on in the last week with the drama that has been the release of SimCity. I imagine their marketing department has had a marvellous week. But before I go into that, first of all, what we're going to do is have a look at how we start our city and our region, and then we can have a look and choose our city, and I'll start sort of doing a little bit of work. You're going to have seen a little bit of this before on other videos, so I'm not going to go into too much depth, but here's how you select your region. You've got various regions to choose from. At the moment, I'm going to start a new region, and it's a region I haven't actually yet played on. Let's have a quick look. Yep, we're going to go for this one here. Horizon Archipelago. This picturesque chain of islands has several cities on each of its 3 major islands. These rocky islands sit high in the water, with exposed cliffs dictating interesting city planning choices. Island shores with spectacular ocean views lend themselves well to developing wealthy resorts. I wonder if we can mine the hell out of this beautiful map. So we'll go next. Now I'm going to go private region, and we're going to call this Cuddles Land. And we're not going sandbox. We will actually play the game as it's supposed to be played. Sandbox is amazing though for getting to know the game. But I'm sure many people have got a lot to say about that. Right, on here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 islands, 11 cities we can choose from. Let's make nice and basic. We're going to start off with our big first basic city. Each city tells you what it's got in it. These are important depending on what you actually want to do with a city. High coal for this one, or no oil, plenty of water. Water's important. You always need water, whether you're going to use any of the others, you always need water. And wind, I like to use wind power, so that's always helpful. A little look over here. More water and more wind. I like that. That was less. I think we're going to go for Nautilus Plateau. It allows us plenty of playability, and there's plenty of wind and water, which will make our lives pretty easy for this first bit of playthrough. I'm actually going to start the basics, start connecting up the city, get everything else running, and we'll go from there. We'll see if this loads up. I love the herding llamas. So, what a drama this last week has been. So, some while ago, 3 years it's been in planning now, to create this latest Sims. SimCity. For a long time, it's definitely going to, everyone has been aware that it's going to have a multiplayer online version, that it will allow people to interact with others whilst playing in some semblance. Details weren't very clear until sort of more recently, and then the dreaded words were mentioned about the fact that DRM, you have to be connected to the internet to play at all times. Now, I can understand why this would annoy people. I come from a long line of playing SimCity, Sims, Zoo Tycoon, any of those tycoon control freak happiness lands. And I know you can lose days, you can lose weeks playing such games. And whether you would actually wish to ever change such a game into a multiplayer where you have to interact with other people is questionable. can the game support itself on its own without having to be online? And the answer is definitely going to still be yes. People don't necessarily play SimCity or any of the such kind of control planning games to play them online, to play with other people. That's just not how, they've always been. They're not so everyone is going to wonder why you want to play online. However, it does add a new and interesting element. It brings in with it possibilities that could be endless. Have you ever sat back and thought of the fantasy of... I'm not talking SimCity here, I'm talking Sims. Sims as a multiplayer online game. Now, you sit there for longer than 5 minutes contemplating this, and your mind will start to blow at the possibilities. Now, what they've done with SimCity here is they've said, we're going to make it interactive. We're going to make it so actually, if you choose, you can work with others, you can share regions, you can do challenges online, and that's the way we'd like to take this game forward. Their game, their choice. And I don't personally have any objections. I'm a big fan of MMOs. I like Warhammer. I like kind of playing with other people. I like the idea of interacting. I'm not sure how it will work, and I'm sure people will be total and utter twats, and there will be complaint after complaint after complaint of people having their cities trashed because people are polluting on purpose, God knows what else. But it's a fantastic tool, it's a fantastic advancement for this game. Being connected to the internet the whole time, yeah, I can understand, the government is watching you and kind of it's EA are trying to control your life. Yeah, you can say that, but actually games have to move on, unfortunately. And this, I think, is just one of those things that we just have to suck up and take on board. But I'm not going to get into that kind of debate. It really doesn't kind of interest me. I'm not here to kind of say whether it's right or wrong. What I am here to say is that, having originally been kind of gutted because I found out the game was being released here in the UK on Friday, it kind of went out in the middle of the night on Monday in the US, and kind of across Europe it rolled out over the week. I had a bloody long wait for this game to come out. I spent last week watching, possibly with a little bit of glee at the way that maybe it all went a little bit wrong. Thinking, by Friday it's all going to be sorted, I'm going to be able to play all weekend, I'm going to be home free, it would be marvellous. And then I realised, of course, here in the UK, it's Mother's Day this weekend, and so actually good portion of my weekend was spent doing that. But, as well as that, I still cleared some time, because I work full time, to play, and I was very excited. And I thought, woohoo, I'm going to be able to play, I'm going to be able to do some recordings, I'm going to start kind of looking at this. And got to Friday. I'm going to tell you a little secret here. It's a bit sad, to be honest with you. I was so excited about this game that I made Grim get up at 4 o'clock in the morning on Friday morning to make sure that it was all up and running so that I could actually have a little look before I went to work. And we logged on, not a problem, and spent some time watching it and having a play, and I was very excited. It looked amazing. I then had to sit the whole day at work whilst thinking about what I was going to do that evening, playing, very excited. And then I got home and I realised actually that probably wasn't going to happen. And I was a little bit miffed. One thing I'll, defend for the fact that, it has to be online, piracy, new advancement of games, the way life's moving forward, general advancement of gaming. I can understand that. But when I don't have a game once it's been released and I can't play it, I mean, we were fortunate. We did manage to log on, and I can't lie. I did play on Friday night. I played until quite late. I enjoyed actually, having played in the beta, which was really good. I enjoyed my experience, but I left the beta thinking, oh my god, I want to carry on. I want longer than an hour. It was awesome. The game played smoothly. The game offers you quite a bit more than I think we've been offered sort of ever before in this kind of sort of experience. I'm bankrupt as always. Yeah, by the way, this is me just creating something so as I can start getting some wealth in. Excuse me if I do go bankrupt. I tend to spend a lot of money just trying to build a lot of roads because I am a little bit fussy about them. I'm not very creative when I'm trying to build like a city that's going to be just purely for purpose. Let's chuck our town hall down. One town hall. Great. Did they muck up? Yeah, big star. Massively. Did they then spend most of the weekend trying to resolve this, and how quickly was it resolved? Now, as far as Europe's concerned, we came on board, Thursday, Friday? By Sunday afternoon, once we'd finished the whole Mother's Day gather around the county, seeing all the family and everything else, we were able to come in, log on, chosen server, not a problem, straight in. Saved games are still there. Haven't seen save game problems since Friday. There are a few glitches graphically. There's going to be. And the game's awesome. It's running smoothly. I understand that a lot of the multiplayer isn't actually in place. I'm just going to break for a moment to actually try and think of what I'm going to call my city. What shall we call you? Yes. It's going to be Cuddlington. It's really annoying when you've actually got to think of a name each time with Cuddles in it. You'd be surprised. I do struggle. I'm reaching, struggle capacity. Let's have a little look at this. See, I shouldn't put that road there. That's messy. Very sorting messy. Right. Anyway, so I think my gist of it is there was some frustration on my behalf that I couldn't play instantly. I was annoyed that it came out in America before Europe, but I could understand that. Anticipated maybe slightly more that there was going to be some demand for this game. Their Facebook page was kind of already rocking quite high up. I was really impressed with the Let's All Be Mayor series around the week before. I'd like to do big thumbs up to Louie and Chuck, who were actually the guys that were also building during that. How they didn't throw the two guys out of the window, I'm not sure. I think I might have done. Especially with all of the changes and chopping and changing that they continually did. But that showed the game in a really good light, and it was clearly a very good marketing technique. Use wines. All those already. And it was brilliant. Really dragged me in. I imagine it actually increased the hype. And I think maybe Max SNEA could possibly have predicted that. This is a big series, it's a big name game, it's something that's been popular for many years. I don't know, I'm of an age where actually SimCity used to be used in school as a teaching aid. We used to have maths when I was very young, and you'd sit there and you'd have to work out what taxes did and that kind of thing. I am mucking up the roads tonight. That is a bad road. I think that's going to be nice. And this was always going to be I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. The control that you have, the element of which it's yours to do with. It's awesome. I'm going to put my sewer plant right next to my wind turbine, which means that the stench of sewage is going to sift over to the wind turbines and it will blow across my region, my archipelago. Little archipelago, darling. I know everyone in the region loves to shite down the road. I'm not too sure about that, that's a bit weird. You will also notice that in the beta I was watching a lot about circles and being able to actually do them and how wonderful that was. I haven't actually moved away from that. I am just at the moment trying to build a city that we can move forward. So this is going to be our first city. So it's Cuddlington. And I think if you're going to play a region and you're going to control your region, you need to have some semblance of planning. I hate, that word, planning. Lack of spontaneity. But if you're the kind of person that plays SimCity, you're probably the kind of person that likes to plan. And my plan so far is here we're going to try and get some education in, because I love to educate Sims. Not quite sure I'd ever go so far as to scream the whole, fucking education, but it is important when it comes to this game. So I'll be doing some of that. Hopefully get us at least 2 technical college and community college. I'll try and raise the industry levels. It will have high industry here. The aim would be to get that to be modern industry, so it's high tech, so it's not actually polluting us too much. Get a source of income for this city, and then it can help support the rest of any other fun that we want to build in our region. Now, I've fiddled, I've had a little play, and there are all sorts of amazing type of towns that I can do. And I'm very excited. And I think what I'm going to do is call this a day on this video. I've whittled a lot about the release, a lot about jumbled thoughts about my thoughts on the release, because I'm still not quite 100% on how it sort of felt, and how it felt a little bit. Yes, I think we all felt a bit cheated, but I've got to say I am very much in love with this game, so I am very mixed up on how I'm sort of thinking. And I've started our city. This is Cuddlington. We have, as you've been watching, a little bit of industry. We're going green on our power plant right now. We have our shit, which is flowing out of town. Further up our road, we've got a little bit of commerce going along. Donut shops. Oh, Swan Dive Bar. Yes. Have I got guns? Because the other night I found myself with like a guns and things. And I was thinking if I had a guns and things and a Swan Dive Bar, that would be awesome. Go out and get drunk on a Saturday night. Ew, ankle biter pet. Sounds like my dog. And then we've got quite, Hicksville residential here. So, don't forget our water. All is important. Yep, I know it looks like a square city. It probably always will look like a square city. This will not be the only city you'll see, and it's certainly, they will not all be square. I'll be back very soon. Have a nice one.